Happy New Year! Well, friends, I think we can all agree that 2020 is a year that will live in infamy. And in light of that, I think I should create a monument to that dumpster fire of a year, and that's today's project. If you stick around to the end, I've got something special I'm going to be giving away, and you'll be able to see instructions in the outro of the video, so tell your friends. We'll begin with this old car bumper. And the first thing we'll do is cut a piece out, give us a flatter working area. Now this project, like all my projects, is proof that you can never tell what you're going to see on this channel. So if you click that notification bell, you'll always get a notice when I post something new. Okay, so I've flattened it out so it doesn't rock on the table, and I have a nice straight line along the bottom. Now we will lay out our numbers. Now I'm going to go ahead and rough cut that out. So there's my layout for the 2020, and you will grasp the significance for why the numbers are different sized as the project progresses. To form these numbers, there are some interior rounded edges, and the way I decided to approach that, rather than grinding them out, was to just drill holes of the appropriate radius. Now at this point I can cut out the 2s on the bandsaw and the outside of the 0s, but the inside of the 0s are a different story altogether. Now there are a number of ways I could do that. One is with the jigsaw, one is with the scroll saw. Now I do have metal cutting blades for my scroll saw, but they break really easy. I think I'll just go with the abrasive slitting wheel because it'll make fast work of it. And this is an unpaid endorsement. These are made by Rodius and they are top notch. They seem to last forever. There it is roughed in, and I think it's safe to say that sums up most people's feelings about 2020 fairly well. Now looking back to the English wheel project, and I'll leave a card to that up here in the corner, you may remember I was over there at the junkyard and I scrapped some pieces for it off that big machine, whatever it was. Well, I went back and here's what I found. It had 6 of these doors on it that are coincidentally dumpster colored. So I think we'll use those for our dumpster body panels. It looks like I can get a good 18 inches wide out of this. Now one thing I want to do is preserve this fold. This will be the top lip around the entire perimeter. So I think a good width is 18 inches, and I'll just mark that off. It's going to be 18 inches wide, but it's going to be 12 inches deep. So let's mark off 12 inches on this gauge here. I think I want it 2 inches lower in the front than I do in the back. So we'll mark it with the framing square, 2 inches there, 12 inches there. Then we'll come down here and capture that same angle. And I think a nice number is 15 inches tall in the back and 12 inches tall in the front. So we'll come in here and draw a right angle at 15 inches. Then we'll come up here and draw another right angle and go mate our line up there. There, now when I cut that out, this will be the left side of the dumpster. And we'll duplicate this same process on the other side and get the right side. So once again, I've marked my 2 and 12, and then come down here and get my 2 and 12 again. And I drew that line, then I came down 15 inches because that's where I want the back. Then I drew a right angle. Then we'll come in here and mate to this other line that we had left from the first operation. And you see we have 2 mirror images. So when I cut these out, this will be one side, this will be the other side. And I got that nice edge that we're going to capture. Now having done that, I know for certain how tall I want the front and how tall I want the back. And we want the back at 15 inches. And we want the front at 13. And all that also informs us of the size of the bottom, which is 12 by 18 inches. One thing I want to do is make sure my drop cuts are as large as possible. That way I might be able to reuse that material someplace else. Now the next question is, how are we going to cut this stuff? And I think the people over at Evolution Power Tools have come to my rescue. They sent me this, their new metal cutting circular saw. This is pretty slick. They put the Allen wrench for the blade tension right in the handle. That's smart thinking. Well, that there looks like an exhaust port. And that fits right onto it and goes over to my shop vac. That is pretty slick. I'll say one thing, all the handles on this are really comfortable. In the ergonomics department, they really did a great job on this. So I tried using their Rip Fence blade guide attachment, and it was just okay. I decided just following my line was good enough because the alignment of their blade guide on the shoe is really great. If you follow the line, you're going to get a straight cut, and that's what I did. Well, this sheet steel is 18 gauge, and that saw just ripped right through it, and I want to thank the folks over at Evolution Power Tools for sending that over to me. They sent with it some sample pieces that were as much as 3/16 of an inch thick. So I'll be trying the saw and that stuff as time passes. Anyway, I've got all my pieces. Now I'm going to be welding them together, so one thing we're going to do is we're going to grind off the paint at all the weld joints. Well, when I mocked it up with the magnets, it was out of proportion. It was a little bit too tall, so I'm going to trim about 3.5 inches off the bottom of all the pieces. So it was burning the edges pretty badly, so I switched to 025 wire. I was using 035 wire. Okay, this thing is shaping up pretty nicely. Now we need to put the doors, the lid on it. Well, I forgot to hit record, so you didn't get to see it, but now in order to paint the chrome letters, I've smeared white lithium grease on them, and now I'll just paint right over the top of them and then come back later with an alcohol rag and it should just wipe clean. And there you have it, the 2020 dumpster fire pit. Well, there's my tribute to 2020. I don't think you'll find too many people that disagree with this sentiment. One thing I forgot to do is add the forklift tabs to the sides, but it's late on Saturday. This is the last part of the video that I need to finish, and then I need to edit it, and I'm hoping to release it tomorrow morning. So if you want to see the results of this edition of the tabs, look me up on Instagram. The name there is Wildman.Tech. Anyway, I told you guys I was going to be giving something special away at the end, and what that something is an I Survived 2020 challenge coin. It's some sort of silver metal, and it has a passionate sentiment on one side that I think we can all agree with. Then on the other side it says, I survived coronavirus 2020. And if you're watching me now, that's true. Anyway, to win one of these challenge coins, all you have to do is leave a comment below. I'm not sure how many I'm going to be giving away at this time, but I'll give away at least 2. Winners will be selected randomly sometime next week. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Get vaccinated if you're able to. Stay safe, and by all means, have a good one.